Chapter 11, Your Seventh Stream. Network Marketing, the Ultimate Money Machine. Welcome to the Marketing Mountain. On this mountain, we'll discuss 4 powerful 21st century streams of income. It's hard to imagine 4 more representative businesses for the new millennium than network marketing, information marketing, internet marketing, and licensing. They all embody revolutions in marketing that have changed and will change the face of the business world forever. Each will impact your life in a major way. That's why you need to participate in each of these massive trends to sense the different dynamics of each stream, to experience for yourself the unique profits pulsing through each one. Let's start with network marketing, also known as multi-level marketing or MLM. Being an intrapreneur, an independent distributor for a company in the burgeoning network marketing industry. Network marketing. Just saying the words conjures up lots of emotions for most people. You either love it or you hate it, sometimes both. But just what is it? Have you ever been to a great movie or a great restaurant and told a friend about it? That's called word-of-mouth advertising. Businesses love word-of-mouth advertising because it's much more effective than all of the money they spend on any other form of advertising, promotion, or marketing. Network marketing is a way for businesses to leverage the power of word-of-mouth advertising. Let me give you a hypothetical example. Suppose you recommend a great restaurant, let's call it Chez Bob, to your sister. Your sister and her husband make a reservation for dinner, and during the meal, the waiter asks them how they heard about Chez Bob. They mention your name. How would you feel if the owner of the restaurant sent you a thank you letter and a coupon for a free meal in appreciation for your recommending his restaurant? It would probably make you feel wonderful. The restaurant owner also explains in the letter that because of your recommendation, Chez Bob has gained a new long-term customer. This customer didn't result from Chez Bob's Yellow Pages ad or its radio and newspaper campaign. Therefore, the owner wants to reward you for this new word-of-mouth customer. Anytime your sister visits his restaurant in the future, he will send you a check for 10% of the value of the meal as a continuing thank you. Sure enough, every several months you receive a small thank you check. You're so impressed that you encourage others to visit Chez Bob. This generates more free meal coupons plus more 10% word-of-mouth checks. After a year, you are receiving several small checks each month. After several years, you've helped to create dozens of monthly customers, which generates hundreds of dollars of extra non-hassle income to you. That would be nice, wouldn't it? This is the theory behind network marketing, as it is now called. I prefer to call it relationship marketing because the word-of-mouth concept derives its power as a result of the relationship. Businesses these days spend up to 50% of the price of their goods on advertising and marketing expenses. Instead of sending these advertising dollars to wealthy newspapers, magazines, and television stations, several smart businesses have begun to share this money with their best customers. Every time one of their best customers influences someone to buy one of their products, they send this loyal customer a check, sort of a referral fee. Network or relationship marketing works. Its time has arrived. It's the cool thing to do. However, the first time I heard about network marketing, I didn't think it was very cool. I'm embarrassed to say that the first time I heard about it, I turned it down flat. Here's what happened. The awesome power of leverage. It all started with my wife's best friend. She had just gone through a bitter divorce, which left her with 5 kids, a huge attorney bill, and no money. She needed work, so I hired her as my executive assistant. After a few months, she came to ask my advice. "Bob," she said, "I've been talking to my brother about a company he's involved with. He's been showing me how I could make some extra income. I think I'm going to do it." "What kind of company is it?" "It's a company that markets nutritional supplements through a network of distributors." Well, that's all she had to say. My mind snapped shut and I told her, "Don't do it." Despite my objections, she went ahead. She said she had a good feeling about it. And sure enough, in a few weeks, she earned her first $100 check. Then her weekly check increased to $500 or $600, then $1,000 a week. Of course, I still thought she was crazy, but I wondered, how is she doing this? Then she informed me that she was resigning from my company. "Bob, my check was $2,000 this week." Now, this impressed me. I said, $2,000 a week? How did you do that? "I keep telling you, Bob, this really works." I said, Maybe it works for you, but I can't see myself peddling little bottles of supplements from door to door. Ding dong, your pills are here. And she answered, it's not like that at all. In fact, I just share my story about how these products have changed our lives. People get curious and want to try them. They call a toll-free number and order products, which the company ships to their front door. I don't deliver a single product to anyone. The company does it all, and I get a check. She continued, now here's the best part. This product is powerful. People fall in love with it and keep ordering it every month. And every time they do, I get more checks. But that's not all. These same people just can't help sharing how much better they feel. And when they do, I get a small sliver of profit from those transactions too. And so on, and so on. Now there are thousands of people all over the world using these products. People I've never even met. And every Monday I receive thousands of dollars as a result of my efforts and the efforts of hundreds of other people. Now this really got my attention. I understood the power of leverage from my experience in real estate, where a small amount of money can put you in control of a large amount of real estate. But this was even more powerful. Colette was leveraging herself through the efforts of hundreds of other people. Since these people are located all around the world, she is earning income 24 hours a day, even while she's sleeping. In a previous chapter, I shared the following quote by David George, M.D. Poverty is when large efforts produce small results. Wealth is when small efforts produce large results. That's a perfect description of what Colette was doing. Small efforts, huge results. Earning $2,000 a week amounts to about $100,000 a year. Only a small percentage of the families in North America earn that kind of money. It usually takes decades of full-time effort to reach that level of income. Yet Colette had done it in less than 18 months. And it was going higher. $3,000 a week, $4,000 a week, $5,000 a week. More impressive still, this income was residual. Bob, I'm telling you, this company is different. One day, Colette left video at our house, and my wife and I popped it in the VCR and started watching. I'll never forget what happened. As I watched, my intuition kicked in, whispering, this is the one. Have you ever had a hunch? When part of you knows that something is right, even though another part is still skeptical. Well, I usually listen to my intuition. It was a hunch just like this one that inspired me to start investing in real estate in the 1970s, just before the huge boom. Remember those days? I made a fortune. It was another hunch that inspired me to leave my career as an investment counselor and write my first book, Nothing Down. The odds of a new author getting a book published are 10,000 to 1. Part of me just knew that if I followed my hunches, something good was going to happen. How could I have known that Nothing Down would become a #1 New York Times bestseller? My second book, Creating Wealth, was also a #1 bestseller. Then I had a hunch to start several seminar companies. They grossed over $100 million in the next 15 years. So you see, when I have a hunch, it's usually a good one. And when it came to that video, my intuition was screaming, this is the one. Colette phoned the next day and asked, what did you think of the video? Despite my strong intuitive hunch, I replied, sorry, Colette, I just don't think I'm interested. To her credit, she didn't let my negativity stop her. She took my wife to lunch, and they decided to go ahead without me. I was so close-minded I wouldn't even sign the application. But before long, the checks started to flow in, just as Colette had said they would. Now, several years later, a very, very large check is automatically deposited into my wife's bank account every Friday. But it doesn't have my name on it. It's my wife's check. Mr. Skeptical here didn't want anything to do with it. So she gets the check and occasionally shares some of it with me. I'm going to show you how to get your name on a check like the ones my wife gets every week, but only if you're more open-minded than I was. Blinded by false information. Why do you think I voted against my own intuition? Perhaps it was because I had heard some negative things about network marketing. And without checking things out for myself, I made some snap judgments that turned out to be completely wrong. My first mistake was to assume that Colette's company was like some of the old-style, multi-level companies from the 1960s and 1970s. In these earlier and ancient forms of network marketing, distributors had to stockpile their garages full of products and then try to peddle them to friends and relatives. To recruit new people, they were encouraged to drag everybody they knew to endless weeknight pep rallies. Needless to say, very few people made any money, and almost everyone else quit in frustration, their garages full of stuff that they couldn't give away. It left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. Colette assured me that this new company was nothing like that. Around this time, I learned of a book by a former editor at Success magazine, Richard Poe. It's called Wave 3, The New Era in Network Marketing. He writes, "The Wave 3 revolution began over 50 years ago, when Carl Renberg invented network marketing, a business system designed to make it easy for anyone to become an entrepreneur. MLM's rough and ready days lasted 40 years, a formative period that I have named Wave 1. Wave 2 took hold in the 1980s, when PC technology made it feasible to start an MLM company from your garage. That created a groundswell of new companies. But Wave 2 network marketing still tended to work best for those who needed it least, aggressive, sales-oriented entrepreneurs. It is only Wave 3, now making its entrance, that finally offers the masses a realistic promise of financial freedom. Through new systems and technology, Wave 3 enables average men and women, not just super salespeople, to enjoy the fruits of entrepreneurship while avoiding many of its hardships." Obviously, Colette had stumbled across one of these Wave 3 companies. Based on the impressive research in this book, I reluctantly allowed Colette and my wife to introduce the concept at one of my smaller seminars. I was still very skeptical, but within weeks, some of these same people were calling back to tell me how much better they were feeling. I was amazed. You see, I hadn't been taking any nutritional supplements myself. I felt I was in pretty good health and didn't need anything. Only later did I learn that our health really is in danger, and that every one of us should consider daily nutritional supplementation. When it came to making money through network marketing, my seminar graduates were calling me and saying, "Bob, this is the best money-making idea you've ever recommended. I made $1,000 this week. I've tried network marketing before, but this is so much easier." And I'm thinking to myself, maybe there really is something to this. It all clicked for me when I watched a quadriplegic in a wheelchair earn his first $1,000 network marketing check. I thought to myself, if he can do this, anybody can. That's when I decided to focus more attention on our nutritional business and to definitely add it to our portfolio of income streams. We've been involved in a lot of businesses over the years, and network marketing has been one of the most rewarding things we've ever done. We have no overhead, no debt. We maintain this powerful stream of income with 0 employees. We don't even have a secretary. And it's completely portable, which means I can run this business from my own home in my bathrobe or from a mailbox in Tahiti. It has very little downside, and the income is residual. When people ask me today if I'm involved in network marketing, I reply with a resounding absolutely. I don't know what your experience with other network marketing companies has been, but my experience has been fantastic. Once the income starts to flow, it's like an oil well in your backyard. It just keeps pumping out profits. Looking back, I wonder how I could have overlooked such a powerful money-making idea for so many years. And I'm saddened because those same misconceptions are holding back so many other smart, reasonable, intelligent people. Put yourself on neutral ground. Well, let's suppose that you aren't as skeptical as I was at first. Suppose you take me at my word and at least put yourself on neutral ground to consider adding another stream of income like this to your life. Let's discuss answers to the 3 most common questions that people ask. Question 1. Is this really legitimate? Question 2. Why should I consider this type of business versus a traditional franchise? Question 3. What do I really have to do to make this work? Question 1. Is this industry really legitimate? Frankly, this was one of my first questions. I didn't want to get myself or my loyal readers involved in some pyramid scheme. I checked out the industry and found it had combined sales of tens of billions of dollars and more than 10 million active distributors worldwide. Yes, it's not only legitimate, but it's being recognized as the growth industry of the future. It has attracted the attention of many Fortune 500 companies, including Colgate-Palmolive, Gillette, Avon, Coca-Cola. Just recently, AT&T, the worldwide telecommunications giant, also began marketing its long-distance services through network marketing. Do you remember the days when Japan had the reputation of making inferior products? When I was a kid, a product marked "Made in Japan" was usually cheap, inferior junk, a joke. Today, the perception of Japanese products is 180 degrees opposite. Only the finest products come out of Japan. This same shift in perception is happening to the network marketing industry. The public is quickly finding out that some of the finest and most reasonably priced products are marketed through the vehicle of network marketing. If this weren't the case, do you think AT&T would even have considered it? If AT&T is willing to bet its reputation on it, then so am I. And so are a lot of other smart, intelligent, successful people. Doctors, teachers, astronauts, Fortune 500 executives, famous actors, best-selling authors, health professionals, university professors, coaches, Olympic athletes, world record holders, chiropractors, nurses, scientists, bankers, and attorneys, along with tens of thousands of other reasonable, intelligent people from all walks of life, are flocking to this industry. Many of us who wouldn't even have considered network marketing in the past are now wholeheartedly embracing the third wave companies that are emerging. Timing is everything. Question 2. Why should I consider this type of business versus a traditional franchise? Your goal in launching streams of income from the Marketing Mountain is to select businesses that market products that you can get excited about. Suppose you love nutrition and health. You like the thought of earning money helping people get and stay healthy. You decide to check out several business models. You see an ad in Entrepreneur magazine for a top nutrition franchise. For only $58,500, you can own your own business with the support of a worldwide company using a proven business system. The odds for success are high. However, there are some disadvantages. It will require that you sign your name to a lease, hire and train employees, purchase inventory, equipment, shelving, and so forth. However, after a short, intense training period, you can open for business and be your own boss. It sounds irresistible if you have $58,500. Should you mortgage your home? In the same magazine, you notice an ad for a company that markets quality nutritional products through network marketing. You check out the company, the products, the people you will be working with. You find out that for less than $1,000, usually a lot less, you can become a distributor and be up and earning income in a matter of days, not months. Perhaps the most compelling advantage is the fact that this has the potential of creating residual income, multiple streams of income from your growing group of downline distributors. It's feasible that with a few short years, you could even retire with a substantial recurring stream of income that takes minimal involvement on your part. You have none of the hassles of taking inventory, doing books, and managing employees. But there are some disadvantages. You'll be operating out of your own home, so you have to be self-motivated and disciplined. It might get lonely, but that's okay. You can occupy yourself by counting all of the money you've saved by not mortgaging your house. Franchising. Large upfront franchising fees. Lease office retail space. Hiring, training, managing employees. Stockpiling and inventorying products. Shipping and/or delivering products. Locked into retail business hours. Linear income, you must be present. High overhead. Third wave network marketing. Small initial distributor fee. Work from home. Recruiting, training other distributors. Little or no inventory. Company ships products directly to customers. Flexible hours. Potential for residual income. Low overhead. When I compare my network marketing income to the businesses I've owned and operated during the past 20 years, our network marketing business is the hands-down winner. I've owned restaurants, clothing stores, a chocolate factory, apartment buildings, commercial buildings, seminar companies, newsletter businesses, and direct mail, multimedia, and software businesses. I've even owned a piece of a professional basketball team, the Utah Jazz. Network marketing beats them all. My overhead is minuscule compared to my former company that had 250 employees. Just the thought of going back to managing employees makes me cringe. I no longer need to pay salaries, benefits, Social Security taxes, workers' comp, health care, retirement plans. To an ex-employer like myself, it seems like a miracle. But you say, I don't want to end up with a garage full of unwanted products. Neither would I. And frankly, this used to be the problem with some Wave 1 and Wave 2 companies that used high-pressure tactics to induce new distributors to buy thousands of dollars worth of product to get started. That's what makes Wave 3 network marketing companies different. Gone are the days when distributors need to stockpile products in their garages, deliver products door to door, fill out endless paperwork, and package and ship products nationwide. All of this drudgery is handled by the company. All you need to do is find customers, fill out some minimal paperwork, answer questions, and do some training, and you're in business. But you say, it seems like everybody is into this. Won't I run out of people? Don't be silly. There are 300 million people in North America alone, of which less than 10% have ever been involved in network marketing. Plus hundreds of millions, even billions of people in other countries. Although network marketing was invented in America, it's even bigger and more popular in Japan and is booming in the Far East. In fact, that's the exciting thing about network marketing. You will be personally involved in the recruiting, sponsoring, and training of the first few dozen distributors in your organization. But then it starts to take on a life of its own. These first few people recruit others, who then recruit others, until it spreads to other parts of the country and even to other countries. If you persist, your organization soon consists of hundreds, even thousands of people all over the world who are buying products, people whom you've never met, whom you never will meet, but people who nonetheless are helping to build for you a nice residual income of hundreds of even thousands of dollars a month. This is what I call leverage. It's truly amazing. Question 3. What do I have to do to really make this work? First, let me tell you what you won't have to do. You won't be delivering many products to anyone. If you are looking forward to delivering products to your neighbors door to door, you'll be very disappointed. Third-wave network marketing companies don't work that way. What will you do? You'll just tell a few people about how much the products have improved your life, and, after some simple paperwork, they'll order the products directly from the company over a toll-free line. The company even handles the delivery for you. You won't have to attend a lot of boring weeknight meetings. If you were looking forward to donating 2 or 3 nights of your week to attending a bunch of boring meetings, you'll probably not like this business. What will you do? You'll just share one of your chosen company's powerful audio or video cassettes with people who show an interest, and these tools do all the work for you. You won't be doing a lot of face-to-face selling. If you love to sell, if you like to handle tough objections, if you live for the thrill of the close, then I'm sorry, but I have some bad news. You'll probably do very well in one of those ancient network marketing companies, where you have to find 50 or 100 customers to make any decent money. But in many of the new third-wave companies, you need only a few new customers a month to start on your road to success. There are 5 billion people on this planet. Do you think you could find 2 people a month who are interested in adding extra streams of income to their life? Are you crazy? When I explain how simple this can be, some people look at me as though I'm crazy. So I give them the financial freedom test. Do you have multiple streams of income flowing into your life? They usually answer no. Do you get paid multiple times for every hour you work? Again, no. Are your hourly earnings potentially unlimited? Still no. Do your income streams flow 24 hours a day with or without you? No. Do you own or control these streams of income? No. Will your income streams continue to flow after you die? No. Can you give yourself a raise anytime you want? No. If your main income stream dries up, could you survive for a year without income? No. Then I say, because of network marketing, I can answer yes to each of these preceding questions. I wonder which of us is the crazy one. This is my definition of crazy. Crazy, noun. Work for peanuts at various jobs you hate for 50 years, then die poor. This is my definition of smart. Smart, noun. Work hard for a much shorter period of time, retire with multiple streams of residual income. We've been earning regular residual streams of income from network marketing income for years now. This is smart. This is intelligent. This works. As you can tell, I'm not a skeptic anymore. Sometimes I get so excited I can't sleep at night, not because of the money I make, but because of the good that is done, the lives that are influenced, the personal growth that I see. This is fun. Yes, fun. But it's not without sadness, too. Here's the hardest part for me. I see people struggling financially in their lives. I see people in poor health. I see people whose lives are not working. I say to them, I've got an answer for you that works. But because they've tried other forms of network marketing that didn't work, or because they know someone who tried and failed, their minds snap shut. I can't blame them. That's exactly what I did. Still, I wish I had the power to persuade them to take a closer look. They might just like what they find. Sometimes you need someone to show you the way. Most people live their lives unaware of the incredible opportunities that exist all around them. I'm reminded of the story of a woman in the early days of this century. She saved for many years to come to America, and she finally had enough money to afford passage on a large ocean liner. Because money was so tight, she stayed in her cabin most of the time, rationing the food she'd brought on board with her. With one day left on her journey, she decided to splurge on a meal. She showed up for the final banquet buffet and braced herself for the bad news. She timidly asked the maitre d' how much a meal like this would cost. "But, madam, didn't you know? All of the meals are included with your ticket. You can eat as much as you like for free." Life is like that. You don't want to get to the end of your life and realize that you could have had anything you wanted if someone had just shown you the way. With the same effort you're now expending, you can be enjoying the banquet of prosperity that life has to offer. Well, enough motivation. Let's get started. Let me show you a specific system for building a lifetime stream of income in network marketing. First, the bad news. It's been reported that as many as 90% of the people who get involved in network marketing fail at it. Here's why. The vast majority of people who get started are not committed. Because they had little to risk in starting, a $50 distributor kit and a few $100s worth of products, they also have little to risk in quitting. They eat up their personal inventory and they're out of business. At the first sign of resistance, they quit. Easy in, easy out. Because of the ease of entry, the industry tends to attract a get-rich-quick crowd. They play the network marketing game like they play the lottery. Buy a cheap ticket, and if it doesn't work out, no big deal. Some people bounce from company to company like MLM junkies. In my experience, once you weed out the flakes, the people who stick with network marketing as a serious business endeavor are among the most dedicated, hard-working, wonderful people I've ever associated with. Still, there are many who work hard at network marketing and can't seem to find the right combination. After 5 years of studying this industry, I figured out what works and what doesn't work. Just as I did with real estate, I'd reduced the entire business to 3 basic principles. If you'll follow these basic steps, you too can be successful at this. Principle 1. Select the right company. Principle 2. Use the right marketing system. Principle 3. Use the right leadership system. Principle 1. Select the right company. There are between 200 and 300 legitimate long-term viable companies involved in the network marketing business today, marketing everything from toys to skincare to long-distance telephone services to financial services to legal services to nutrition. When choosing the right company for you, you should examine the following 3 criteria. 1. The products or services of the business. 2. The compensation plan. How will you get paid? 3. The company and its management. Choosing the right products or services. Pick a product you are passionate about or would like to become passionate about. If you do, it will be easy for you to talk to other people about it. It will become your hobby, not just your livelihood. Personally, I picked the health industry. Whether your passion is health, cosmetics, or jewelry, there is most likely a company that markets products you could get excited about. The most important consideration when selecting a network marketing company is the type of products that the company markets. By type, I mean the frequency of consumption. Does your customer use the product daily, weekly, monthly, or infrequently? You want a product with high frequency consumption. Why? Because it generates frequent reorders, usually on a monthly basis. Frequent reorders mean constant residual business. Therefore, and this is extremely important, your business can grow with fewer customers. If, however, the product is used infrequently, orders will be sporadic and infrequent. Therefore, it will mean that you will have to attract more new customers to be able to build enough residual monthly orders to earn regular checks. The growth of any business is dependent upon an influx of new customers and continuing orders from a base of existing customers. If your base of existing customers reorders your product only on an infrequent basis, then the major source of growth will have to be in attracting large numbers of new customers. Any business person will tell you that attracting new customers is the most difficult and most expensive way to build a business. If, however, your existing customer base must reorder frequently, You will be able to build a stable foundation for your business. To earn residual income, you want a product that lends itself easily to residual reorders. That's the main reason I love nutritional products. People consume them on a daily basis and reorder them every single month to replenish their supply. I also like nutritional products because people can feel the difference in their health, which is one of the most important areas of life. To illustrate, let me share with you the ancient Arabic formula for wealth. In this formula, 1 represents your health, and all the zeros represent everything else in your life: cars, houses, stocks, jewelry, real estate, and so forth. As you can see, if you take away the 1 at the beginning, your health, then everything else is truly just a bunch of zeros. When you select products to represent, try to choose those that are more like 1s and less like zeros. It fits the money tree formula you learned in Chapter 3, essential to everybody every day. Choosing the right compensation plan. There are 5 or 6 different and competing systems that network marketing companies use to reward their entrepreneurs, distributors, associates, affiliates. There are Breakaway, the Unilevel, the Matrix, the 2-Up, the Binary, and various hybrid or combination plans. Sounds confusing already, doesn't it? Let me make it simple for you. Over 75% of the companies in the industry use a breakaway or stair-step breakaway plan made popular by such industry giants as Amway, Shakely, and Nu Skin. In my opinion, they represent old-style network marketing. Recently, these older plans have been losing ground to newer, more equitable, simpler pay plans, like the Unilevel and the Binary used by such rising stars as Free Life and USANA. Older companies have a challenge keeping up with the innovations in compensation plans because their huge distributor base is locked into a single pay plan. The most important consideration when choosing a pay plan is the number of people that the average person needs to enroll to begin earning income. Here is the question you would ask before you join a company. How many customers do I need to enroll to be able to earn $500 a month in extra income? The lower the number, the better. If it's relatively easy for the average person to earn a steady income, it will be easier for you to grow your business. Choosing the right company and management team. As in any industry, the majority of network marketing businesses fail in the first 5 years. Therefore, you need to be extremely careful in selecting a company that is going to stand the test of time. The easiest way to do this is to select only a company that has a track record of increasing sales and profits for at least 5 years. This narrows the field drastically. On the plus side, if the company you're researching is publicly traded, so much the better. It will be easy to scan the financial statements and quarterly earnings reports. You're looking for a company that is well managed, solvent, with little or no debt, that has reached a critical mass of distributors to sustain growth, and that has been around long enough to have worked out the beginning bugs. Check your local Better Business Bureau to see if any complaints have been filed against the company either in your state or nationwide. It will be an indication of the ability of the company to keep out of trouble. If you find problems, you might also check with your state attorney general's office to see if there are any legal actions pending that might affect the ability of the company to do business in your state. If you are so inclined, you might even make a visit to the headquarters of the company to check things out. Because your income relies on the ability of the company to survive long term, you might even visit with members of top management. Once you've selected a product, a company, and a compensation plan, you're ready to launch your business. Principle 2. Use the right marketing system. By marketing system, I mean how you will attract your customers. Here is a system that most people use to get started in traditional network marketing. Make a list of at least 100 names, including everyone you know. Call each of them and try to sell them your product or opportunity. What a formula! It's simple, it's cheap, it's duplicable. But 90% of the people who follow that system fail. Why? Because the odds of finding a truly qualified customer in any average group of 100 people is very low. Maybe 1 to 2% are actually seeking your product or opportunity at this moment. 5% if you're lucky. Zig Ziglar himself couldn't find more than 5 good customers in this group. 95 people turned him down. That's a 95% rejection rate, and he's the best salesperson in the world. What's going to happen when our untrained beginner calls this same list? Massive rejection followed by failure. It's not necessarily because the product is bad or the opportunity is not good or even because the beginner doesn't know how to sell. It's because the odds of finding 2 good customers in any list of 100 average people is very low. But the beginner doesn't know this. Armed with unrealistic expectations, novices call everyone they know, and after only a few calls it appears as if nobody is interested. Because these people are supposed to be their friends, beginners take these rejections personally. It's painful, and that's why they quit. It sounded so easy when they signed up, but in reality, finding those first 2 good customers was much harder than they expected. Here is the fundamental principle behind any successful network marketing business. If you can find just 1 or 2 customers in every 100 contracts, you can build a fortune. Colette, my ex-secretary, invited 44 people to her first meeting. 4 people showed up and 2 people left early. But the 2 who remained were excited and signed up. From the genesis of those first 2 people, Colette earns today an income in excess of $1 million per year. How can you find 2 good people like this? The problem is that most people are not good at selling. In fact, they hate selling. It's not the actual selling they hate, it's the rejection. To be successful in network marketing, you need a system that dramatically lowers the probability of rejection, sifts through the 100 people to automatically find the 5 who are most interested, gets those 5 prospects to call you on the phone and tell you they're interested, automatically trains the 2 hottest prospects to sell themselves and give you the money. Even if you hate to sell, suppose people asked you to sell them a product. Would you turn them down? I don't think so. Let me show you how to get people to call you and almost beg you to sell them something. In order to do that, we have to take the old selling paradigm and turn it around 180 degrees into a marketing paradigm. Here are the paradigm shifts. Traditional network sales model. Outbound. You call people and try to sell them stuff. Massive rejection. You make 10 calls and suffer 9 rejections to find 1 hot prospect. Sales model. You try to convince them that you have the best product. High-tech network marketing model. Inbound. They call us and want to buy. No rejection. Only the hot prospect responds. The 9 cold ones don't respond. Good, we don't want to talk to them anyway. Who wants unnecessary rejection? Interview model. We interview them to determine if they are right to fit our product and opportunity. We decide whether we want them on our team, not the other way around. In other words, we don't do sales, we do marketing. We talk only to those who raise their hands. Well, enough theory. Let me show you how the system works. Let's assume it's an ordinary Monday, the first day of the month. You've chosen your company and your distributor kit has just arrived along with a small supply of your company's products and some marketing materials. Let's assume your goal is to earn your first networking check within 21 to 30 days from the moment you launch. Just a reminder about the kind of income we're going to be earning. If all you want to earn is some extra money, you could always go into the working world and get a part-time job. $10 an hour and 20 hours a week gives you a quick $200. From that, of course, you have to deduct the hard costs, taxes, gas, insurance, and childcare if necessary. Then you add the emotional cost of this part-time work, dressing up, getting stuck in commuter traffic, dealing with a grouchy boss, and office politics, sacrificing your freedom. When you add it all up and subtract the negatives, there's not much left over. And all you have to look forward to is another week just like the last one. Week after miserable week, as far into the future as you can see. The kind of income I want to show you how to earn is a recurring stream of income, one that can possibly continue to flow for years to come. Most people who toil in the working world have difficulty imagining this kind of income flowing into their lives. But those of us in the networking world see it happen every single day, and the best part of this world is the lifestyle. For me, it's not about the money, it's all about lifestyle. For example, my commute time from my bed in the morning to my office is 26 seconds. I know because I just timed it. This saves me an hour a day in commute time. That's an extra hour I can spend with my family. That's something you can't put a price tag on. When you're the boss, you get to choose the dress code. For me, it's my exercise outfit, and I rarely shave before noon. When I'm on the phone, where I do most of my business, people can't tell what I look like. And I like it that way. There are no office politics in my home office. And here's the exciting part. In contrast to the working world, there is no limit to the amount you can earn in the networking world. Low downside, huge upside potential. That's a good combination. Hidden in Chapter 14 is a marketing idea that I've held back, especially for those who are still skeptical about launching a network marketing business. For the rest of you, it's off to the next chapter.